Hi, this is Aaron Linsdau, Polar Explorer and Motivational Speaker. Today we are at the historic Wort Hotel in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. The historic Wort Hotel in Jackson, Wyoming is perhaps the heartbeat of the entire town here, where everybody comes, especially in the off season, to mingle, drink, dance, and just kind of get out of the cold. In the summer, it's always jam-packed. This is definitely one of the more interesting hotels to stay in. It's also, the flag's a little wrapped up here, but I'll walk you through. It's one of the historic hotels in the country, so it actually makes it pretty interesting. And you walk on here, oh yeah, that's right, one thing here too. This is the hitching post that was promised for horses, chief of police, and that's always been there. But we're gonna walk in here. It's a little breezy outside, and you'll notice a W over everything. When you come in and you stay as a guest, you go down there, there's a workout room and such. But immediately when you come in here, you can see the staircase. Now that I've come inside, I'm going to switch the white balance. So let me fix that. All right, so you come in and here is the staircase, the grand staircase, and I'll show you why this is important in a moment. In fact, we'll go up here, I'll check out the artwork. And way back when, you could actually gamble somewhat illegally in the Wort Hotel, and so they've actually brought some of the slot machines back, makes it kind of entertaining. Let me turn up the microphone here a bit, because being outside, I didn't want to yell too much. This moose here, the moose there actually has been stolen a couple times. He's missing his wattle. So he's actually been stolen a few times from the hotel. And if you want to see a list of famous brands here, got a lot of neat historic things. So what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you, tour you around a bit and show you what this place is like. So in 1980, 80 something or other, I'll have to look that up, the hotel burned down. There was a power transformer for the neon, and there's a bird nest up in there, and sure enough, burned the roof off top of this place, so all of a sudden the ceiling had a skylight and not a planned one. But the historic hotel part is pretty fascinating because this thing has been around since the 40s. And the Wort family got this thing going, and sorry, out of breath. This guy was started, and there wasn't much in town. I'll see if I can find a couple of the historic photos, but you come up here, you'll see couches, and in the winter the fireplace is turned on, and you see what a real elk looks like. You can get an idea here. Oh, can't really see it there, just how big an elk is. But when you come along, you see all the paintings and such, but they have some beautiful carved relief. Hoping nobody comes out the door. That could be kind of embarrassing. Cowboy suite. Oh yeah, here we go. These are this is the city council back in 1920. So it was one of the first cities or towns in America to have a female council. And here's the first known photograph of what Jackson looks like. This is Snow King right here. Here's the town, and this is what's called Cache Creek. One thing to notice too is that, see, the trees are all missing here. They're not actually missing. So this is one of the things about fire, because there's huge fire suppression here because they don't want the ski hill burned down and town burned down. Let me put that in back. And so way back when there's lightning and natural causes of fire, the mountains here actually were fairly denuded of trees. So how Snow King is now is ecologically not correct, because way back when the fires would come and they'd burn out and come back and forth. So it's interesting to see these historic photos. Oh yeah, there's another, the Sharon Suite. Oops, somebody's there. Oof. It's pretty awesome. When I was growing up, there's a huge wood carving of geese, but they've changed that. I don't know where that guy is, but they're in the Grand there, and they describe what these things are like. But way back when, I'll show you a real photograph of that. They used to do what are called cutter races. And let me come around here. And I'll zoom and used to do cutter races on Broadway. And they would actually have sleigh-drawn or horse-drawn sleighs and race on the street, and it would go right past the hotel. And that, my friends, is Davy Jackson. So this is it's called Jackson's Hole, is because there's an entire region. I showed this in another video in the Grand Teton Visitor Center. There's actually a 3D relief map that shows why it's actually a hole. But this is called Jackson's Hole because Davy Jackson would come over here, and he was a fur trapper way back when. There's a guy named Wilson, and there's a town called Wilson, so these guys used to come over here and trap furs, mainly beaver pelts, and they would bring those back to the east. But that's an impressionistic painting of Davy Jackson in front of the Grand, and you can always tell the Grand from the Jackson side, it tilts this way, and then from the Idaho side, it tilts the other way. I don't want to weird people out too much, but check out these doors. They're totally cool. So there's some actually pretty cool stuff in here. Let me show you another unique thing. It's all about the silver dollars here. Check out these silver dollars from way back when. Real deal, all inlaid into the wood. So I'm going to show you the silver dollar bar as we're going along. So this hotel is pretty unique to stay. The prices, you can check them on the website. I don't want to quote them because over time they change, but it's actually pretty fascinating. All right, so we're going to march along here. Oh yeah, the bison. Check it out. So if you want to get up close and personal with a bison without getting killed, this is the place to do it. So let's see if I can. Yeah, there you go. So you could do a selfie with a bison without dying. And they have a concierge here. She ran away for the moment. Deb ran away from the moment because she doesn't want to be on camera, but they've got other artwork here. Some famous paintings, part of the National Wildlife Museum. And let's go check out some of the historic hallways. So John Wort, and it's a no date, this is the man that had the vision to build the Wort Hotel. And then the key, remember the staircase over here? So let me show you the staircase there. Okay, and we'll go to the exact viewing point. And these columns are still here, but you'll see, used to be accounting and a radio station up there, and they had to tear out the whole roof, and that place burned down. So this is the position it was taken from. So imagine that picture standing right here. My lens isn't wide enough, but you can see it's changed, and this column cap right here is still right there. Pretty cool, huh? So the Wort Hotel has been part of the history of Jackson for a long time. They used to do a lot of famous movies here. Wallace Berry, Wyoming, Bad Bascombe. Let's see, this was, yeah, this was done in 1922, so quite a long time before the hotel was open, but there's a lot of filming in here. If you've ever heard the movie Shane, part of Shane was filmed here. In fact, up in the Forest Service area, just almost at the edge of the park, there's the Shane cabins where they did some of the filming there. And you might, if you're old school, recognize some of the people that played here. Some of the ladies, yeah. This is what the original showroom looked like way back when. Let's see if we can find some more famous names you might know. Oh yeah, Roy Clark perhaps? Yeah, there you go. Hi there. Now, way back when, they somewhat actually tolerated gambling until I think it was the 50s. And of course, I wouldn't touch this, but there's a place called the Snake Pit. And lots of dancing and whatnot. We'll check out the bar in a moment. But we'll come down the hallway. So if you want the history tour of the hotel, and actually of the core of Jackson, the hotel is kind of part of the core of Jackson, however you want to say that, but this is the historical guts of the town. So I'm going to show you a real photograph of when people used to race those, they're called cutters, right in front of the hotel. I'm going to burn there. So all sorts of stuff, but I want to show you this. They've got the picture of when the hotel burned down, and that was Wilma Taylor there, and Bartek, or no, that's not, is that Steve Bartek, sorry, Dominguez, yeah. And these guys were the original people that made this place happen. And you can see the black and white photo that the roof caught on fire, and because it was creosote soaked, they couldn't put out the fire. So they had to bring a fire truck from the airport in with foam and spray this thing down to finally put it out. So, and you can see here what it was like. They just couldn't put that fire out. It was bad news. But the cool part is, way back when, this is my grandfather. And he's still alive right now. He's over in Lewiston, Idaho. He's 91 and going to turn 92 here. But Bob Dominguez, Wilma Taylor, Steve Bartek, and Roy Takita were the original four that really made this place a success. And you can see they completely removed the roof off the hotel, and it only took them 1 year after complete destruction to get this place going. There's an old story about they had to saw the bar in half that I'll show you to take it out, but that's actually a wives' tale because the bar has a natural seam in there, you just can't see it. And very soon, once the hotel, just about a year later, there you go. And I was actually a kid when the hotel burned down. I remember coming over here like, I mean, everybody was aghast. It was pretty crazy. So definitely they have a different roof on the hotel now. But you can see the Wort, Mr. Wort there, right here. And they do a shootout now. It's in a different corner, and that's Clem, but they actually pretend to hang them. So that was part of the original shootout. Nowadays, they don't like to pretend to hang people because we're all touchy-feely. But you can see Jackson Hole ski area. Yep. Those guys drinking there. And some of the old stuff there. I don't want to bore you that with too much, but oh, here, the Wort livery. But I want to show you some of the fun stuff here. Let's see, what do we got? Oh yeah, spurs from John Wort. Cowboy spurs. Let's see. So gambling was tolerated into the 50s. Oh, there it is. So here's gambling in a place called the Snake Pit. It's downstairs. You can't go there now because, well, there's no gambling allowed here. But, and it's also the work area, but people went down there, so it's actually pretty cool. Let's see, I'm trying to find, oh yeah, the ranch. So all sorts of neat stuff here. Let me show you the old roulette wheel that they had. See, I'm kind of blue because of the light. But you can see the roulette wheel that they used to use, and I don't want to film people eating, but they've got a fancy dining room in here. And then you come over to here in the bar.
3/4 left.
And there's the silver dollar bar. All 1921 Morgan silver dollars.
No, I won't do it anymore. It's scary too. It's icy.
No, it's too many people, and the ice is, it's not fun.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good, you?
Good.
Good.
Just getting some shots.
Yeah. I'll drink later. And you can see the new showroom where they rebuilt a year or two ago. And at night, they have dancing and bands that show up there. And it's kind of dark in here, and then they extended the new bar, so it feels a little bit different. But apparently nobody actually knows the technique, how the original bar, or how the quarters were set. They used a different technique here, or like the epoxy, something like that. So it's a little bit different. It's worth asking people. And so when it's going off, it's actually pretty cool. And then you can see outside Broadway. So it's just kind of a lame tour here, but just to give you an idea about the hotel. Oh, yeah, one other thing I got to show you that's totally cool. This is one of the most impressive shooting skill things I've ever seen in my life. Check this out. So we're going to go over here. I walked past it, sorry. You could fire me. But check this out. Oh, men's and women's restroom. Not like you need to see that. Okay, so see this? This was shot by Tom Fry with a .22 automatic rifle from 30 feet away. He shot this with a .22 rifle in 90 seconds with no drawing on this sheet of metal. So this guy shot out there, Tom Fry, and it was witnessed by Bob Dominguez and Harold Yeager, chief engineer and general manager. So this guy sat there and went bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 and loaded up another bing, 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 in 90 seconds. And I've seen a lot of shooters out there. I mean, super competitive guys. I mean, they could throw a quarter in the air and shoot it twice. It's crazy. But this is probably one of the most impressive shooting things I have ever seen ever, where automatic rifle, little .22, and drawing this, and the airport. The airport actually has another one of these where he did this too. Totally cool. I mean, really neat experience. Let's see, what else do I have to show you? Yeah, that's about it. So between the bar and the restaurant, the actual hotel rooms, I don't go in a hotel room because somebody might be in there. Yeah, don't want to do that. That would be more than bad. And there's a gift shop here. So I got all sorts of stuff. So if you want to check out what it's like to be in the core of Jackson Hole way back when, and even till now, it's pretty hard to go wrong with the Wort Hotel, I gotta say. It's a cool place. If you want to hang out and get a feel for what's going on in town, there's some other hotels that are super nice too. But the Wort Hotel is definitely the place to go if you want to get a feel for Jackson of today, and Jackson of yesteryear. So I get a special cameo appearance by my aunt. She's worked here for
55 years.
She's 55 years. So imagine what age you would have to start working in a place. Yeah, the laws have changed since she started working. She's got tons of stories, but we'll share one of the more special stories about the Wort Hotel. One moment, please. We'll get you all set up. Okay, so what's your name? How long you been here? All that sort of stuff. So.
Okay, my name's Nancy. I've worked at the Wort Hotel since 1963. And I've worked every job there is to be had in this building in those nearly 55 years. And my favorite story has a sad start but a happy ending for two individuals. August 5th, 1980, we had a fire that burned off the top part of the building. Everybody says, oh, it burned to the ground. No, just the top part. We tore the whole top of the building off to reconstruct. But the following day, August 6th, I would be working with the insurance adjuster. So I was sitting across the street on a bench at the Roundup building, And I'm sitting there kind of just watching what's going on around. And all of a sudden, from the far end of the block, I hear a shriek. And I immediately turn to my left, and there's a woman standing down there, and she's waving her arms and just shrieking, "Now what do I do? Now what do I do?" And I thought, I think I better go check on this and see if she's okay, because my insurance adjuster hadn't arrived yet. So I got up and walked down there, and I said, "Are you okay? Can I help you? Is there anything I can do for you?" And she says, I just landed from South America, and I'm supposed to meet my husband who's coming from Alaska here at the hotel, and it's burned down, it's closed. How's he gonna find me?" And I said, "Calm down, come with me, come sit on the bench with me, deep breathe, just, it'll be okay." So we sat there, and I tried to calm her down, and a few minutes later, from the other end of the block, I hear a big booming, "Oh my God, where's my wife?" And I thought, okay, this is the guy she's looking for. So I got up and went to the other end of the block and said, "Are you all right?" Because he was basically waving his hands and his mouth was doing the fish out of water. And he says, I just flew in from Alaska, and I'm supposed to be meeting my wife here, and the building's closed. She won't be able to find me." And I said, "Come with me, but come with me." And he kept looking at the building. He wasn't looking down the walk where she was sitting. And so I said, "Come along," and I said, "This young lady is looking for a fella." He looked, and she just shrieked and jumped into his arms, and they said, oh, thank you so much." And I said, even closed, our catchphrase, "Meet me at the Wort," still stands strong.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed my little tour. My name is Aaron Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and motivational speaker. Please like and comment on my video, subscribe to the channel, and hit one of the support links. Thank you.